Sushumna. Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Welcome to yet another episode of Sushumna Inner Miracles. And today with us we have Dr. Kalpana. Om Sushumna, Dr.
Om
Kalpana.
Sushumna.
Dr. Kalpana is here from the United States. She is a practicing nephrologist there and lives in Philadelphia. She has been a part of the Sushumna Kriya Yoga family since 2017. So it's been 5 years that she has been practicing. So let's go ahead, ask her a few questions and understand her experiences with Sushumna Kriya Yoga as to how they have transformed her life. So Dr. Kalpana, begin by telling us what was life like before Sushumna Kriya Yoga came into your life.
Om Sushumna. I bow down and surrender myself to Paramaguru Bhoganatha Siddharji, Mahatar Babaji, and Atmanandamayi Ambagargi. And I ask them to give me the strength to share my experience. The Sushumna Kriya Yoga, I started in 2017. It happened by an accident, but the changes that it got into our life is tremendous. Like I should say, you cannot compare. And it felt like it's actually a rebirth that I took with the transformation that I had. As a growing kid, like any other, I'm a common student, in the school and
Good student.
Yeah, good student. I do well in my studies. I'm from village, I was good in my studies. I thought like it was blessing of the God that I was just good in that studies, but nothing else that I should say, okay, I did that, I did this. Because I would not participate in any house chores, and my parents, had a difficult time. They can't tell me anything to do. And I have got a title of Nidra Rani because I sleep like hours and hours. And I literally had no other positive thing that I can say, okay, I was that kind of a person. And then the one thing that the studies that I loved so much, that if I didn't score top in my grades, I would really get very depressed, and I would sit in a corner, don't eat, drink, and don't talk to anyone for days.
Oh my God.
And then that didn't stop in my school. It continued even in a higher grades of my education. So that thing, the stubbornness was there with me. And as I was, so I completed my education, MBBS, and I got married, and I went to United States. And just few months after my marriage, my mother was sick from beginning, so she passed. So that was like the changes like that I have to go through, like losing my mother and having to go to a country where you don't have many people that and all by yourself, like you don't have anybody with you. Your husband was there, he's also kind of a new person that you need to learn about him. So it was all the stress, and then I thought like, okay, this everybody goes through it, and I have to go through it. And I did. So the stress was there, but I didn't recognize that was like a stress. It just, you do it. And during that time, I completed my education and got into my residency. By then, I was pregnant. So as I was joining my residency, I just has delivered my first son.
Added stress.
Yeah. So, and that period, I mean, usually, you feel that somebody like more familiar to you, you wanted to be with you. And I could feel that my mother wasn't there, that I could share many things. Though my in-laws were very supportive, but I just
felt like the absence,
the emptiness that you have, and you can't share that with anyone. And so I was like, okay. At the same time, because the residency itself is a very stressful, physically, emotionally, you spend a lot of time in the hospital. You don't stay at home. I used to go and then come at night. Like I used to wake up at like 4 o'clock. I used to pump milk and go, and then by the time I come home, it's like 8 o'clock or 8:30.
Practically the entire day.
Entire day I was in the hospital. So I literally didn't have much time to spend with anyone. And so my in-laws felt like, okay, I could not take care of. So they took my son. He was 2 months old when he left me. And
that must have been a heartbreak.
That was. I never wanted to send my son to anybody. I mean, even though my in-laws were they show very love and care, but still, I was missing it. And then that happened, and I continued my residency without my son, and I got pregnant again. By end of my residency, I had another child, and and after that, like I started my work. That again, it's a 12-hour job that you go and you stay there and you come back. So there was not much of a time that I get as like any other woman want to spend time with the family.
Especially with two young children.
So so my son was still with my mother-in-law, and he came back after 4 years with her. So when I started the job, I had like both kids. The first kid, I didn't know what he likes, what he does. He was just alone. My mother-in-law could not stay with us longer, so we had to take care of him. And so you already have started some expectations, like for your kid, like you expect like, oh, he has to do things like that. If he didn't do like that, would really upset me, like get angry, like why you're not doing it? Is there any problem? Like and so that stress, like so we never felt like, okay, we are a happy family. That was definitely missing, that I can say. You're just running behind some work, like so for me, like now, because I'm doing the Sushumna Kriya Yoga, so I can like look back and say, oh, the family time is most important as growing family. That's you can contribute so many things, like make your best kids and give them a good contribution to the community, make community better, and the community gets better, so the whole like system follows through. So that was like, okay, and we were like behind something which never going to stop us.
It's like running after your tail.
Exactly. So I would work, my husband work, like you have certain work for that day, you have to complete no matter what. So it would so our focus was mainly like the work, that's it. There was the rest of the things, okay, the work comes first, the rest follows after. So that's how it was. And then and my kids grown and they went to the school. They started doing their studies and all that, and they were like, they're average, like in their education. And then because I came from where, like, I feel like, okay, education is the must and you have to score higher, that was with me. And when I didn't see that in my kids, I'm like very dejected, like what's happening, something abnormal here.
You feel like you failed as a mother.
Exactly. So, and that would like have like an arguments with the kids, and we would have an argument, me and my husband, and we're like, okay, what's happening, why they're not doing well, they should score on top, like they cannot be like below or anything. So that was like we like even the time that I have to spend with the family, that is not much to begin with. And that time we started to including all these things, like the expecting from the kids, expecting for the husband, like in the same thing the other way expecting from me. So we're not able to meet that anytime. So we never had like the peaceful, like as a family, oh, we had a happy time. So we never had that.
It's like precious time frittered away.
Exactly. So that was there. And during my residency, I should say that especially after my pregnancy, the first pregnancy, during that whole period of the time, because my mother wasn't there, I don't have anybody to share, and I just used to sit in front of Baba's photo, and I just just sit in front of him and cry. That's it. It was like, I don't know what to do.
And
what is it?
Who was this?
The Shirdi Saibaba. Yeah, so we do satsangs, like since I got married, my husband, their family very much into the Shirdi Saibaba, so we go to the satsangs whenever we have a chance, and then we do like the Sacharitas Parayana, like a chapter every week. Yeah, so we used to do that. So that was my only way of letting it out, like what I was feeling. So, and I'm not a good person. Not, I would say good person. I'm not a person that can verbalize my stress.
It is very difficult.
Yeah. So I was like just sit in front of Baba and then cry. That's it. So that was during my residency part, and that kind of continued. Like every time I feel that okay, I'll sit. Okay, I don't know what to do. Show me the right path. I always used to ask him, show me the right path. And then so that like so with the kids growing up and all that, we never had a good time. And so afterwards, so in 2017, it so happened that I joined Sushumna Kriya Yoga. It was an accident, mere accident. So I was like visiting India the summer of 2017, and I was looking for like okay, maybe I should explore like meditation. And at that time, I have no knowledge of meditation, what it really means. I thought like it's any other relaxing measure. Meditation relaxes you, controls your blood pressure.
Stress relief.
So because that's what I tell my patient, do some relaxing measures. So that's at like one of them. And then I said, okay, we'll try. I mean, if I have a chance, I'll do it. So I went and looked for it, and there was like the Isha was there in Hyderabad, and I wanted to join. But because of the time, short trip that I normally get, I don't get long vacation time. So that I could not accommodate. And I went back to United States, and then back to my work and all that. But I wanted, so there was like one thing that I heard, that we have a temple near to our home, and so the kids, they educate kids in our culture, language and all that through the temple. So I said, okay, I wanted the kids to go there, learn our culture, and they also said like the parents will get yoga and meditation also during that time when the kids are occupied in their classes. So I said, okay, let me try. So I joined. This was like the first day for both my kids and for myself. So I went and joined them in the school. I went and attended the Sushumna the yoga, and that was luckily Sushumna Kriya Yoga. I have no idea. So as I said before, meditation, no idea, completely zero knowledge. So I went and I sat down, and we did Omkaras. And as we progressed into the second step with the breathing one, and I saw a light in front of me near the third eye. And I didn't know that was a third eye. So the light kept growing big with my each breath. And it kept growing, and it became complete bright. And all that bright energy just rushed into me through the third eye. And I'm like, I felt like as if like I'm so energetic. I'm like, I can do anything right now. So that was energetic I was, and the happiness, the peace that I got was like, I cannot even describe it. So I was like so happy. I said like, the Hema Garu I didn't know at that time, and the Ganesh Garu was there at that time, and I told them it was very good session. And they also said like, yeah, this was a very good session, we also feel. I said okay, and then I went home, and that bliss state where you have the quietness, calm, peaceful, happy, that was like so much with me that it lasted for 3 days. So that 3 days I was like, whenever like I do regular puja in my puja room, and if I go and do puja, I don't want to get up. I just sat down hours and hours together. I didn't even know. So then I was thinking, what's happening to me? I mean, this is something I never felt, never heard. So is it the right thing? Is it why? So what it means. So then I started to search. Okay, what it means and what are the chakras. Then I came to know. Okay, so this probably represents as the Agna chakra, and then so on. Like the more about like the spiritual side, like and you kind of get into like the scriptures, and you have a little bit of a deeper meaning of it. And so then I found out, okay, so this is what it is. Probably I kind of got a little bit enough overall idea, but never got like actual like the deep meaning of it. So and so that was the first time, and I would do the meditation whenever I feel I have a time that, and then I would continue it. I wasn't doing it every day. And during that time I was in a confusion state where I was like, okay, is it the right thing for me that I can continue for rest of my life? And as I mentioned before, I'm a devotee of Sai Baba, and we do satsangs and we do the parayana of Satcharitra. So it so happened that just before I joined the meditation, I had started the Sri Guru Charitra. That was my first time. So I heard somebody saying like that was really good book. Like if you started, I said okay, let me try. So I was almost end of that the book. I used to read in my own language. The book is in Telugu, so I was reading, and I was actually traveling that time. After Sushumna Kriya Yoga, when I first joined, and then I was kind of still in a quest of should I continue or not. And that was like so we were traveling, and we actually came to Tennessee to the Asia Center. I sat down and did meditation for a little bit, and then I didn't feel that like I got an answer. And then we visited relative of ours nearby, and then they have a big Baba picture. So I sat down in front of him. Since we were traveling, I didn't carry my book, so I said okay, let me read it on online. So I didn't find the Telugu version of it. I found it in an English version of it, and then I said, okay, let me read that last chapter. So I read so I was reading it and the last chapter, and the last paragraph, it said like continue meditation.
You got your answer.
Yeah, and then I said, okay, thank you, Baba. I got my answer. I'll continue meditation. So because I read it in English, I wanted to, I always feel like if you read something in your mother tongue, you have a better understanding. So after I came home, I said, okay, let me, read it. See, like, I couldn't find it in that.
Oh.
So that was only like in the online version. I said, okay, let me go back. I couldn't find that. So I don't know what it is, but I found the answer. Doesn't matter where it was.
It led you.
Yes. So definitely. So then I have a feeling that the Sai Baba has shown me that path. So you know that, like, the Sai Baba, like it pulls you to the next stages.
Yes.
So I think that was the kind of a promotion to.
So first induction and then promotion.
Right. So and then I did the meditation whenever I have a chance. I continued it. Not that I was a regular practitioner. I continued it, and then afterwards it happened like I used to watch Amagari videos and all that. At that time there were not many as we have right now. So whatever was available, that I used to watch, and I used to watch and just like cry. I don't know why. And cry, and then after that I was watching Anirban's experience. He was sharing that, and something happened to me, like a strong sankalpa. It came like, why I'm not doing it every day? Why I'm only doing it like once in a while when I have time? So from that time I said like I have to do it every day no matter what. So from that time, and I never missed any day. I continued every day meditation, even though we were traveling or anywhere. I do it in the airplane if I didn't have time. And I tell my family that I need to do meditation, and they're very supportive. They'll make sure that okay, I get the time to do it. My husband is very supportive in that wise, like he'll take care of the kids that time. Actually speaking, he takes more care of the kids than me because I don't get much time to spend with them. So and then so that way I was able to continue every day, and without missing, no matter what I was doing, where I am, didn't matter. So I continued, and I will, with the Guru's blessing, I will continue that.